How's it going, everybody? I feel like this should be the best Bible study that I would ever make because how in the world I can't get this thing down. Can y'all see that? Screen sharing and I'm unmuted. I don't know. It said that I was muted. I've never seen that pop up before. Oh, anyway, I had to look at something that was pretty intense. But I feel like I feel obligated to do the best Bible study ever because let me tell you how the Lord synced this up. We're in Second Corinthians chapter 9, verses 1 through 7. In Revelation, we are chapter 9, verses 1 through 8. 917, 918. That'll never happen ever again. Talk about an anomaly. Because I do a column out of my dad's King James. And the reason why, unless it's right at the end or beginning of a chapter break that I feel is important, I might carry over or undercut or overcut one verse, from the column or the page. But I like to keep them like both of these studies are on the same page because each page is cut in half. So there's, when you open the Bible up, you're looking at two different pages, one on the left, one on the right. They're cut in half. So you're looking at four columns. And I like to always have each study on the same column, the Revelation study and the New Testament study, or the Daniel study and the New Testament study. And so I always get them synced up whenever I start a new book or whatever it takes to get it done the fastest. And so anyway, what do we want to do first? Let's do King James. As for touching the ministering to the saints, it is superfluous for me to write you, for I know the forwardness of your mind, for which I boast of you to them of Macedonia, that Achaia was ready a year ago, and your zeal hath provoked very many. Yet have I sent the brethren, lest our boasting of you should be in vain in this behalf, that, as I said, ye may be ready. There's a lot going on there in the King James, isn't it? But I think, again, it's the same story that he's talking about, how amazed he is at the church in Corinth after he wrote the very, very rough letter of First Corinthians. Second Corinthians seems to be all about praising them for what God has done with them and their repentance. Lest haply, if they in Macedonia come with me and find you unprepared, we say not yea or ye should be ashamed in this confident boasting, because he's boasting about them, about how well the church is doing. Therefore, I thought it necessary to exhort the brethren that they would go before unto you and make up beforehand your bounty, whereof ye had noticed before that the same might be ready as a matter of bounty and not as of covetousness. Now, this is talking about the money, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from whenever I read through this a few years ago, that this is talking about them gathering up money to give to the poor churches. It's always sheep taking care of sheep. So they're gathering money to help. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. So as he's saying, round up as much money as you can to help the poor sheep in this other area. He's saying, give heartily and you'll receive heartily from the Lord. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. We don't need to read the second half in the New Living because I think we get it, but the first, let's read the beginning of it. I really don't need to write to you about this ministry of giving for the believers in Jerusalem, for I know how eager you are to help. And I have been boasting to the churches in Macedonia that you in Greece were ready to send an offering a year ago. In fact, it was your enthusiasm that stirred up many of the Macedonian believers to begin giving. But I'm sending these brothers to be sure you are really ready, as I've been telling them, that your money is all collected. I don't want to be wrong in my boasting about you. So, okay. It's not necessarily about how they repented, but this is all about rounding up money. Okay. Very good. Glad we read it over in the New Living. That's how tough the King James is, man. Y'all might have picked up on it, but it's tough. All right. In this Revelation 9, this is more about the wrath of God. And he opened up the bottomless pit, and there arose smoke out of the pit as it was the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by the reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God on their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die. The death shall flee from them, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.